friends. This is John, your host of Dairyland Frights. And today's spooky stories on Nightland Frights is about the home, where you feel safe and warm and can never, ever be scary. Or could it? Here are some spooky stories to make you think twice about being safe in your home.
I begin tucking him into bed and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed." Don't be scared of the monsters. Just look for them. Look to your left, to your right, under your bed, behind your dresser, in your closet, but never look up. She hates being seen.
I used to hear weird noises coming from the walls in this old house we lived in, probably about 12 years back. I could swear these two old ladies were arguing in the room next door no matter what room I was in. Also, things would go missing and randomly turn up in weird places. Glasses in the shoe cabinet, pans in the lounge, etc. But I wasn't too spooked. Then one night, I heard an almighty scream and ran to my sister's room, thinking she was hurt. Turned out that every light bulb upstairs had smashed except for one lamp in the hallway. I spoke about hearing voices in the house, and my sister said she had heard the same. We both wrote down who we thought it was and swapped papers. Lo and behold, we both wrote 2 old ladies. About a year after we moved out, we found out 2 old women were murdered there, and the landlord never told us.
After working a hard day, I came home to see my girlfriend cradling our child. I didn't know which was more frightening, seeing my dead girlfriend and stillborn child, or knowing that someone broke into my apartment to place them there.
Fun story, actually. When did we go to Lizzie's? 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah. So, if you know the Lizzie Borden case,
Yes.
very, 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 very connected to that house. A little bit too much connected. But I spent the night in the John Morris room where Abby Borden was.
Yeah?
They spent the night in Lizzie and Emma's room, and it's right next door to me. I woke up at 2:45 to Abby Borden running around the bed. And I said, okay, I got to get out of here. So I walked down down to the front stairs, and I decided to just start up a conversation. And I'm smelling food being cooked at 3:45, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, Bridget, are you cooking? And I hear from the kitchen, yeah, cooking for Master Borden. And I said, okay.
Oh.
All right.
Wow.
All right. She had her door, kicked,
Yeah.
thrown open on you?
It opened up.
Her bedroom door, you got to lock,
It's
shut
like,
it and
it's
latch
like an
it.
old door, so it's like, for you to lock, you got to pull it and then turn the knob to get it to lock.
Yeah.
And it just clicked open and just went open. And she thought it was me coming in the room. I'm like, Jackie, I was in the John Morris room. Well, we were
outside.
Yeah, we were going to
either
dinner.
outside or still out at dinner. Yeah. I said there was nobody in here.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I had just had surgery like 3 weeks prior, and I was like, I am not missing this investigation. So I wound up leaving dinner early. He walked me back, and he's like, "You're going to be by yourself in this house, just so you know." And I'm like, "I don't even care. I need to lay down."
Jackie! Come on!
And the whole time I'm laying, so I'm in Lizzie Borden's room.
Yeah?
The headboard is original, right?
Apparently.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm laying in her bed, whatever. And the whole time I'm just hearing like things running around me. And apparently there were children.
Yeah, in 1848, her great aunt killed herself postpartum. She drowned 2 kids in the well next door on property and slit her throat.
Oh.
So they visited 2 children, Eliza and Holder. They visited the 3rd floor of the house.
Yeah, so I was hearing that going on around me. Then Renee came back because Emma's room is inside of Lizzie's room. So she came back from dinner, came in. I remember seeing her get something, and then I remember distinctly her pulling the door shut.
Yes, and I remember. Yeah,
I took a lot of effort to make sure it was locked.
I closed it, and then you and I went into John Morris' room to do like an SB7 or an SB11 session. Yep. So we were in there, and then
I hear the doorknob turn, fly open. I sat up, and I'm like, Renee, and there's literally no one there at all. And I'm just like, okay, I laid back down. maybe 5 minutes later, you come up and I'm like, Renee, did you open my door?
I'm like,
and
no.
I'll never forget her look on her face, and she looks and sees the door open, and she goes, how did this get open? I'm like, I haven't left this bed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
House and everything.
So worth it.
I have dreams about it. It's calling me back
She
there.
has dreams about it. It's very.
I text them all the time. I'm like, guys, I had another dream about
The
it.
house will draw you in. Once you go, it draws you in. There's a
It
different kind of
does.
energy. Everybody thinks
Mhm.
there's evil, there's demonic. No, there's just a brutal murder that happened there.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think there's nothing.
There's
dramatic about it.
Yeah.
It's weird to see. I don't even know how to describe
You feel
it.
watched all the time. If you're a woman, you're going to get touched. Don't touch money in that house.
Mhm.
You know.
I just remember like growing up as a kid and my dad telling us the rhyme, like Lizzie Borden had an axe, you know.
Max.
I just remember that freaked me out so much as a kid, but then like, you know, then you just kind of forget about it, move on with life. And then, you know, once I found out Nick was obsessed with Lizzie Borden, you know, it just didn't interest me. I'm just like, okay, so what? She killed her family, whatever. You know, I remember the rhyme.
You mentioned the Enfield haunting, and that's quite a prevalent one in the UK. Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
But that's not the worst one, if I can be so bold as to say that.
Yes.
The worst one is the one in Pontefract in Yorkshire. For me, I started off this as a complete skeptic. Didn't really believe in spirits and ghosts, but I was always interested in the people that did. And there is somewhere called 30 East Drive, which is a street in the UK, and it's in Pontefract, which is in West Yorkshire. Now, this is a very normal street. It's a very... I can't tell you how normal the street is. There's nothing special about the street, but the actual area's got some history about it. And there is a house there called 30 East Drive, and I went with a friend on one of these ghost hunts. We paid quite a bit of money to go. I think it was quite a bit of money anyway. And I didn't expect to see anything. I didn't expect to hear anything, or it was just a night out, really. And I came away from there shocked and questioning everything that I'd ever thought was rational and normal and scientific. And I couldn't get my head around it for about 3 or 4 weeks until it like dissipated, I suppose. I can start from the beginning maybe and tell you a little bit about it. So,
absolutely.
So my friend, me and Hannah, my friend, she set it up, and we got the tickets. We drove there, and it's the little ghost hunt started from 9 o'clock at night, and it was supposed to finish at 6 in the morning. So you had quite a long time there. And what they would do, the company that set it up, they would allow a certain amount of people into the house at night, and you could do table tipping, you could do maybe a Ouija board if you wanted to. There was someone there that could speak to you about the history of the place. So maybe I should give you the history of the place. So
yes, please.
There was a family there called the Pritchards who were a normal family, and they had experiences there of a ghost, an entity, a spirit that was very violent and very connected to the eldest girl who lived in the family, to the point where supposedly the entity tried to kill the girl, wrapping a cord around her neck and trying to kill her. Now, when you hear that, you think, you know, that's a very rare occurrence. You don't really hear that much where spirits are trying to hurt people. But I thought to myself, we've got to check this out. So we went there, and the organiser told us about the place. And then we split up into little teams. So there's a few other people there as well, probably about 4 or 5 other people. And we split up. And I said to the organiser, look, I'm a real skeptic. And this was before Strange States, before I did any of that. Would I be able to go around the house on my own at some point? And the guy said, yes, absolutely, you can do that. So we did a little bit of table tipping, a little bit of sitting around the house. It wasn't a big house. It was an average size UK council house.
Sure.
I didn't really feel anything weird. I didn't see anything strange. No one else really picked up on anything. But there were 4 television monitors in the kitchen that he'd set up and that you put cameras everywhere. So I said to the guy around about 12 o'clock at night, I said, would I be able to go upstairs on my own for an hour? Everyone else stayed downstairs and me go upstairs for an hour. And no one really wanted to go upstairs on their own. Even though nothing had happened, you still have that feeling of, probably some people have that trepidation where they don't want to be on their own in that kind of environment. But I'm not bothered. Yeah. So I went upstairs. And upstairs, I must say the house was still set in the 70s. They had made the house look like it was still in the era of when all this happened. There were pictures of Donny Osmond on the kids' bedroom walls. There was Rubik's Cubes around. So all that good stuff.
Yeah, they're good.
So I thought what I'll do, I'm going to sit in the dark in the girls' bedroom, where the girls' bedroom was supposed to be. And there was a bed there. So I sat on the bed, and in front of me is the door to the bedroom. And beyond that is I can see into the bathroom. And to the left of me is Mum and Dad's room, which would have been Mum and Dad's room. And then just down the hallway is the little boy's room. So I'm in the eldest girl's bedroom now. I'm sat with my back against the wall, and the bed is pushed up against the wall. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm on Facebook at the time, just telling people where I am, my friends and stuff, and saying, oh, I'm at this ghost hunt. Thinking nothing of it. I'm not hearing anything weird. I'm not seeing anything weird. Then, so I'm leaning against the wall, and behind me, it's the outside wall to the front of the house. And I can hear scraping down the wall, and it sounded like someone had got a garden rake and was just pulling it down the wall. And I mean loud. It wasn't subtle. It was very loud. So I moved and thought, what was that? Could it have been pipes? Maybe pipes for the water? Something moving around, maybe? Could it be a mouse in the walls? Could it be something? I'm trying to figure it out. So I didn't think anything of it. I leaned back again. As soon as I put my head against the wall, this huge scraping. And as I moved, it stopped. And I thought, that's very strange, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say it's something weird when I don't know.
Right.
And then, as I lean back again on the bed and my back is against the wall, the door that's in front of me just starts moving like this on its own. I'm not touching it. There's no windows open. There's no way anything can move that door, but it's moving slightly on its own, just moving slightly. So I touch the door and I stop it from moving, and I put something. I think it was a small toy to jar the door so it wouldn't move. I lean back again. The door does exactly the same thing. It moves the toy and it starts to move. Now I'm thinking, okay, that's not right. That's not logical.
Yeah.
So I'm looking around the room and I'm thinking to myself, the guy downstairs who set this up, has he got some kind of, I know this sounds strange, but has he got some kind of mechanical thing that is moving maybe in the house that he's set up? I know that sounds, out there, but that's my rational brain trying to figure it out. And I thought, no, there's no way you can do this. Looking around the room. And then I think to myself, okay, so I'll go out of the room and I lean over the banister to the downstairs where the stairs are, and I shout downstairs, is anyone moving downstairs? Is anyone making any loud noises, any scraping? And I hear my friend Hannah, and she said, no, everyone's watching you on the monitors because there's a camera in there. So I say, okay, fair enough. So I go back in the room, and I don't feel scared. I don't feel like there's a bad presence around me or anything like that. So I sit back down, and then I hear from under the bed, knocking from under the bed. So I'm sat there thinking, okay, what's that now? So I lean forward where my legs are dangling off the bed, and between my legs, a ball, a green ball, which naughty of me, but I took it from that house when we left. The ball, like a little bouncy ball, a child's ball, rolled out from underneath the bed, and I'm looking at it. As I'm looking at the floor, it rolls out right in front of me, and it just starts doing this. on its own.
Spinning, huh?
On its own. I'm not touching it. There's no one else touching it. There's no magnets. There's no... And I'm thinking, what the hell is this? What is going on? And now I'm thinking, the guy downstairs has got to be doing something.
Right, exactly.
He's got to have a gyro or something in the ball that's making it move. There's got to be. So I'll pick the ball up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small ball, only about like so big. And I'm checking the ball out. I'm trying to twist it. It's a rubber ball. There's nothing. It's a ball.
Yeah.
I bounce the ball. I put it back on the floor. And as soon as I put it back on the floor and let go, it rolls itself back under the bed.
My goodness. Wow.
Now, as in all stories about seeing things and stuff, on the camera, it didn't see the ball rolling. It only saw me pick it up and me going, what the hell is this? It didn't see it, just didn't catch. So,
holy shit.
I was really frustrated. So I got the ball from under the bed. I put my arm under the bed. I got the ball from under the bed. And I went back downstairs. And when I walked into the kitchen where everyone was who was watching the monitors, all their jaws were on the floor. And they were looking at me as soon as I walked in and said, you didn't see what we saw. So on the monitors, there were, Hannah said, my friend, she said, there was about 30 or 40 orbs. You've heard of orbs?
Yes.
There were about 30 or 40 just buzzing around you all the time while you were there.
Yeah.
These things were just moving, little bit like flames from a candle, all around you.
Oh.
And as soon as you started moving, they disappeared. When you were still, they just like flies, really. And there was nothing around it. It wasn't dust. It wasn't.
Yeah.
And I couldn't explain it.
There
was nothing there. There's nothing there. So I asked the guy, I said, look, away from the customers, be honest, was there anything up there that you'd set up? Because if it was fantastic. You did a great job.
Yeah, right, yeah. Money's worth.
You know, and I won't say anything. It was
a
frightening experience, which was good.
Yeah.
But he said, no, we don't set anything up. We just let you come in, you do what you want, and then we come out. So that experience for me, I didn't see a ghost there. I didn't see any spirit there. But that experience for me, when things are moving like they shouldn't do, when things are moving without the realms of physics behind it,